Ed's Tackle Box.
Wait till we have some viewers.
Got to get some viewers.
Get a shot of that there, Kurt.
That is
That's one of them water box drinking things.
Water box drinky.
God is the best doctor, and prayer is the best medicine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here back in Emerson at the blockade in Ed's ice shack.
Ed's Tackle Box.
Ed's Tackle Box. I guess this would normally be where he goes fishing. There's little holes in the floor. But not today. Today we've got Jordan, Jim, and Pete, guys who have committed some time and energy and efforts to the blockade here at the Emerson border. These guys have spent nights here. They've spent days and nights and evenings away from friends and family. How's the feeling been here at camp?
Well, it's been pretty cold for a couple days.
You had some wind.
Yeah, we've weathered 2 snowstorms, so that's been interesting. But it's also been good because it brings our unity together. We've been out here clearing snow and fueling things and just working together as a group. So it's been good. Morale is super high, and we're just sticking it out.
Right on. Jim, what have you got out here? What's your commitment here?
My commitment is with the sled here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've been ripping up and down
I don't have any equipment, but I have truck, trailer, and sled. That's what I do. Yeah.
Right. So you've been ripping up and down the ditches and making sure that cattle liners and such get.
Yeah, that was the idea in case of a storm and stuff, so that we can
Right.
make sure we get all the animals through, regardless of what the weather was and stuff. And if the lineup got long and whatever, that we had access to go and get them and not have too many delays.
Right.
We're
Yeah.
trying to get them out as quick as we could. So.
Yeah, the idea is to not have cattle liners, chickens, or hogs sitting on the highway for an undue amount of time.
Right.
Like, just get them through in a timely manner. Somebody here is... This is Emerson, Manitoba. We're not at Coots. So, no, there is no guns or anything found here. No illegal drugs or anything.
Oh, that's for sure. Just a lot of snow.
Lots of snow. This is the most snow we've had in the last, I don't know, that's got to be 8 years.
Yeah, I would
don't
say.
As a sledder, I'm thinking to myself, I haven't had snow like this in a long time.
Right.
Oh, we have guests. G'day. So Pete, I mean, this is a unified effort. Everybody here at the blockade is a leader, and everybody here is also a follower. So, what are some of the things that you've been taking care of from your end?
Well, right from the start, they were looking for volunteers to head up the donations. So, I've been pretty much taking care of that with 2 other gentlemen who are there for accountability reasons. And then, as Jordan said, the one evening I jumped in a tractor just to clear snow because it's a community effort. And all around, you just walk around. If guys need help filling fuel tanks, Jordan helped me the other day with the tractor. I didn't know how to run. He jumped in, and we put fuel to a truck that was running low. And everybody jumps in, lends a hand, and there's none of this. I'm better than you, or no arrogance. Like, we realize this is community.
Right, and you have to be community minded here, otherwise this can't work.
Well, for the last 2 years, the biggest thing that has struck me is for the last 2 years, our government has been pushing division. And when I look around here, I constantly, every day, see unity that I have not seen. Like, this is pulling together more people than have been divided.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, I was in Ottawa, and in Ottawa I saw that there was a whole bunch of people that you would never see together, who were banding together. When Ottawa made it illegal to carry jerry cans, guess what the whole city of Ottawa did? They think, oh, Ottawa's against this. No. Basically, anybody that you saw walking around in Ottawa for the next week was carried in a jerry can. Because it was an unjust and unreasonable law that they just implemented out of thin air, really. So yeah, no, the
We're
unity.
very much all fighting for the same thing here. That's for sure. You can see that.
What are we fighting for?
Freedom.
Freedom.
Absolutely.
So that means an end to mandates.
An end to mandates. That's what
An
we're looking
end
for.
to mandates.
Yeah. Just the letter that we got from Heather Stephenson today alone is there's no change in there. I don't see much good in it.
Well, for the province of Manitoba, perhaps there's some change, but I mean, we still have the overriding mandates from the federal government, which
Right.
really do need to be addressed. And some pretty discouraging news out of Ottawa today. Jordan, you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, no, we were all, sitting here hoping and waiting. We heard that there was going to be a vote to drop the federal mandates, and they had their vote. The Conservatives put forward the motion. And unfortunately, it didn't go through. I think the vote was 121 to 158. So we're getting closer. I mean, there's a few sticky politicians that still don't understand quite what they're doing to this country. But it's good to see them finally putting votes forward. And, if they would have been able to vote that through, there would be changes to how some of these blockades are going, I think. It would have been a real big positive. It would have been great for both sides. But they didn't do that, so now we are forced to continue to hold tight for now.
Yeah. So this blockade is, I guess, in many ways similar to the Coutts blockade. I guess you would say, well, I shouldn't put words in your mouth, but would you say that you're standing in solidarity with the guys at Coutts, Ottawa, Winnipeg at the Ledge?
Absolutely. We are standing in solidarity. I think if you ask anybody at any, whether it's in Ottawa or at Coutts or at Sarnia or wherever they are, I mean, we're standing in this as Canadians. It doesn't matter really where we are here. We're all going for the same thing here. So when one falters somewheres, we pick up strength in the other area. So
Right.
that's the whole idea, is solidarity here.
Right on. It seems that a lot of stuff was started very, very shortly after the announcement of border crossing, the vaccine mandate for border crossing. So initially, well, at least the first one I heard about was Rick Wall doing the slow roll here. What made you guys decide to do a full stop? Is there something that we can talk about there, or is that...
The reason that we decided on a full stop is because many of us were told the slow roll would end in a full stop. And then when that didn't happen, I was very disappointed, because to me the slow roll, it gained some attention, but it didn't do what I needed it to do. I did not get my winter position back, my driving position, because of the vaccine requirements. And when the government decided to lift that, and then it was only mere hours later when they recanted their original decision, it's the jerking back and forth that pissed a lot of people off.
So this has directly affected you personally?
Absolutely.
So you would normally now be somewhere in the States driving truck, hauling a load somewhere?
I would be driving down to Texas for fruit and bringing it up to town here. I would be probably delivering in Edmonton. It depends. But that has been the runs that I have in the wintertime when I go.
So yeah, there's a lot of people who have been really, really negatively affected in a personal way, and you are evidence of that. So yeah.
I think one thing that's interesting is, none of us want to be here blocking the border. I mean, I never thought I'd be here. But the thing that people fail to realize, I think, is I heard it on the CB when we were doing the slow rolls and stuff. Guys saying, "Well, my e-log's about to run out, and I'm going to miss my son's hockey game today because of you guys." And I look at that and I go, there's guys here that have been missing their kids' sports events for 6 months.
Yeah.
And you're complaining about one day, so it's to me, it's a little bit ignorant, and like I say, none of us want to be here doing this, but we've been pushed to the brink for so long that something has to be done, because our politicians aren't going to change it until we do something. And this whole Freedom Convoy is proof of that. It wasn't until the convoy and the truckers started working together that provinces started dropping mandates, or the Conservatives started actually pushing some legislation or trying to push the Liberals and actually be in opposition. So people that say that this does nothing, that's just not true.
No, there's plenty of evidence to see that this has been making a difference. You and I have been together at rallies throughout actually almost 2 years now, Jordan. So, and all of the stuff that we've done, maybe we'd see small shifts, or the mayor would maybe, side with us for a week, and then he'd be back to siding against us. And so, to see this, and to be sitting in the truck with Rick Wall, and his phone never stops beeping, but it's Josh Gunther, it's Mayor Martin Harder. Like, okay, Rick, what do we need to do?
Yeah.
Okay, now what can we do to make this better? They're reaching out now, whereas until now they were mocking or shying away from it altogether. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the best things really has been about the whole movement is I think it's brought out a lot of people that were scared to speak out of social pressure or different things like that. And this really made it okay to speak out and say, hey, I don't agree with what's going on here. And you see the flags come out and the pride, and it's great to be proud of your country again. It really is, because it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. And there was evidence of that at the Ledge. I was there when the Antifa group showed up, and the thing that really I found remarkable was on the north side of the street, which is where the truck protest was, there was thousands of flags, probably 5,000 people. And on the other side of the street where Antifa stood, there was one Canadian flag. A whole bunch of signs saying, you hate us, we hate you, go to hell, on and on and on. Is anger and frustration on one side, and love, joy, and frustration on the other side. Mm-hmm. What are some of the things that have you've noticed the most, Jim, going through the last 2 years and now into the protests?
Well, the big divide, that would be the biggest thing. Like you say, with the Antifa there and stuff, we are all united. We're all standing for the same thing. We want freedom and we want peace. Most of all, we would love to open the highway.
Yes.
That is what we would like to do. So, yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time. Pete, Jim, Jordan, it's been good to connect with you guys here, and just to know kind of where you're at mentally with all of these things. And I know that you guys all are standing united as a group, and I'm not going to ask you about policy of the group because nobody can speak for the group on their own.
Mentally, I think we're pretty solid. Sounds like we're here until things change.
Right on. Yeah.
That's
a
lots of
unified
commitment
front.
here, and there's sounds like a lot of backup if it should all of a sudden not be working out properly. That's all I can say. But
would you say that cool heads have prevailed here? Like, people aren't standing in panic. They're pretty cool headed.
Absolutely.
Yep. And we all lean on each other, right? So everything is done democratically here. We vote together as a group, and we come to decisions as a group, and we stay as a group. So
just reading the comments here as we're going, it's pretty incredible. There's a lot of people who are saying, hold the line, we love what you're doing, you're fighting for our freedom. It's very encouraging. I know you guys can't see what I'm seeing, but as I'm standing here,
we see
thank
it.
you after thank you after thank you.
We see the people come and the people that donate, and we see it, and it's not just us; it's everybody, all the support. It's all of us.
So, you guys haven't had to scrounge around too much for lunches and dinners, eh?
I'm trying to actually hold back on some of the food. It's too much sometimes, but that's great. It's really good.
And you guys?
Yeah, well,
lots of food.
Yeah.
Lots of food, eh?
So far, it's been good. The food, yeah.
Right on.
We've had lots.
It's pretty impressive to see. Again, back to the legislative blockade convoy. That convoy had so much food on the first day that they actually donated 1,000 pounds of food to one of the local charities.
Amazing.
According to the outside support, we could have thousands of people here, like thousands.
Yeah.
Everybody I think if we would need $100,000 today to stay till tomorrow, I think we could raise it. Because
Wow.
Everybody is just, I'm just throwing a guess out there, but the outside support is just huge. Like, everybody will bring and do whatever.
My understanding is that the group has somewhat decided on what to do with some of the money, or is that
Well, we don't
under
have a
the
pile of money, as far as I know.
Yeah.
That's more your specialty.
Yeah, we're not into the 10,000s yet.
right?
We have allotted some cash for our own fuel consumption here. There have been people who have come out from Brandon to donate some money. There are people who have come out from Winnipeg. It was an hour ago, a lady came from Winnipeg to make a donation. And it's a lot of people are just anonymous. We're cash only at this point, just because the safety. We saw the GoFundMe and how that drama all played out, and we're just not interested in repeating that. So in order to keep our money safe, we'd rather have multiple individuals for personal accountability rather than look to electronics to manage our money.
Right. Yeah, because you can see from that the government can just so easily sweep that all away,
Right.
and it's
Yeah.
gone then, right? Somebody here from Southern California is asking about the rule that Justin Trudeau just put in place. Does anybody want to talk about that and what that means for the Canadian law enforcement or Canadian military or any of that?
Yeah, I can speak on that a little bit. We had some discussions with the RCMP, and they, they're on our side, really. I mean, we're doing this for them too, and they want this to end too. And the letter from Stephenson, she says she doesn't agree with the Emergency Act being invoked, and so as far as I know, they're not, they don't agree with that. And I've seen Alberta, Kenny doesn't want to. I mean, Justin Trudeau is kind of alone on this one. He's really being a dictator, and he's going to push this till the end as far as he can go. So.
So what does the Emergency Act mean for his ability to dictate?
As far as I
Like, is it
understand,
would you say it's like martial law?
yeah, pretty much
Absolutely,
martial
yeah.
law. Yeah, they can search and seize without warrants. They can detain you without a lawyer, which
Without limits.
without limits. It's just that's incredible. Like that in a free
Un-Canadian.
country that could be a possibility, right? So. And there's no guns here. There's no violence. We're sitting here. We have chats with the RCMP, like just small talk, and it's all friendly. It's laughs. We're Canadians. Like, there's no violence here. So I just don't understand how you could invoke this emergency or war measures. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it truly is ridiculous. It's so very un-Canadian. When we look at just the history of Canada and the way people have been here, courteous. We're known in the world as the apologetic Canadians, and it looks like some of the apologizing has stopped. We are now in a position
Frustrated, yeah.
frustrated, and we're ready to take our country back. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. I see you guys are now being served supper, so I'm going to let you go. It looks like some pretty delicious food back on the menu.
Absolutely.
Have a great night. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank
Kurt.
you.